Meeting My Past, Part 2. Now, before I begin, if I ever hurt anyone intentionally or unintentionally, I acknowledge that. Growth requires accountability, and if I'm asking my past to face me, I have to be willing to face myself too. This is the Just Box, and today we're opening the box. See, part one was about seeing your past. Part two is about talking to your past. Now, it's one thing to remember who you used to be. It's another thing to sit down with that version and not judge who you used to be. So I imagine me sitting across from my path, and this is what I felt. Sitting across from a young girl I used to be. And when I say young girl, because I wasn't fully developed. My body might was thick, but my mind, my heart, my faith was weak. So sitting across from that girl I used to be, and not the highlight reel version, but the real version, the one who stayed too long, the one who tolerated things that drained her, the one who thought potential meant promise, the one who believed if she loved harder, it would work. And I had to ask her something simple. I asked her why. Why did you accept that? And why did you shrink yourself so little? Why did you pretend that it didn't hurt your feelings? And for a minute, I wanted to be mad at her. But then I realized something. See, my past wasn't weak. My past was surviving. And see, when you're in survival mode, your standard shifts, and you're not thinking about thriving. You're thinking about getting through. Amen. Getting through the pressure, getting through the disappointments, getting through the fear of starting over. And sometimes the familiar pain feels safer than the unknown freedom that's ahead of you. Now, see, that's the part that nobody talks about. We don't always stay because we're blind. Sometimes we stay because we're scared. Scared that if we leave, we won't recognize ourselves anymore. But here's what I had to tell her as. You did the best you could with what you knew you could to do it back in the day. And guess what? That matters because healing isn't about shaming your path. It's about understanding it. See, there's a version of me that was exhausted. There was a version of me that were trying to hold things together. Things together like I would never become a mother, but God allowed me to become a godmother. Going back to school at the age of 38 and still pushing through. Having the responsibility and doing my expectations. Trying to prove that I was strong and trying to prove that I was capable and trying to prove that I was enough. And the truth. Some of those versions we carry is weight that was never meant to be on our shoulders. But here's the hard part. You cannot carry every damn version of yourself into the next season. Some versions were built for survival, not execution. And if you're trying to bring survival habits into a growth season, I'm going to tell you this. It is best for you to get on your knees and pray for patience. Pray for guidance because growth requires grief. Grieving who you thought you would be, grieving relationships that didn't become who you imagined and would imagine, grieving the comfort of who you used to be. Because even when it's healthy, it was okay. But when it wasn't healthy, it felt so familiar to you. And letting go of familiar can feel like losing a piece of yourself. But here's what I had to realize while sitting across from my past. I was raised not to hate, so I didn't hate my past. I honored my past. I let my past know that I thank you for protecting me in the only way that you knew how. But I cannot live there anymore. There comes a moment where you look at your path and you say, oh my God, what a mighty God I serve. That you say, I love you and thank you for getting me here right now today. But I have to grow and I have to live beyond that. See, that is not betrayal. That's elevation. And if you're listening to this right now and you feel like you're in between who you were and who you are becoming, I need you to take a moment. I need you to breathe in. That in-between space, that discomfort and that emotional stretch. See, that's growth trying to happen. Now, don't you run back to what feels familiar just because you feel safe. I want you to know this. You didn't survive everything you survived just to repeat it. Now, come on now, somebody. This is part 2. Not of remembering, but releasing. This is the Just Box. And sometimes the most powerful thing that you can do is thank your past and still walk away from it.